This is Chris with Scale. In this video, we're going to take a look at branching, health check, and naive merge in PHENOM. So we've already taken a look at the aircraft engine piston model. We've used that in the past. So I want to make some changes to that model, but I really don't want to ruin it. I don't want to do something to it that I can't reverse. So we're going to start by creating a branch of that model. So I'll come over here to our project, a create project tool. And I'm going to go ahead and type in AEP child. And I'll choose the aircraft engine piston model live. Click create. If we go back to our project manager, we'll see that we now have an AEP child project. But notice that the model in here has a really weird name. It's aircraft engine piston model in AEP child live. Well, this shows us that we've created a branch. Okay, we're just going to use this branch for this project. Okay, now, having seen this model before, it has some stuff in it that we don't need to use anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these entities. And to do so, I change to the navigate mode and I double click on it. And we come up to the menu and we can click delete. Now, each time we do a deletion, we're going to get this workflow utility that lets us tell PHENOM that if it runs across anything, hey, use this as a substitute. We're not going to worry about that right now. We can simply delete it, but we will take a look at this tool in the future. Okay, the association has been deleted. Now I could go through and perform this operation on each one of these entities, or I can just click on the package, click delete, and let PHENOM figure out all of the impacts of deleting this package. So it figured out that all of these things are going to be impacted, and now I can hit delete. And all of those entities have now been deleted for us. And we have a few other things left in the model that I don't want to work with. These were some associations that I was doing experiments with. So let's go through and delete them. Great. Now we're left with aircraft engine and piston, and this is really the base model that I want to work from. So we've gotten the model reduced in our branch. Now what I want to do is I want to merge in a shared data model. Why? Well, let's take a look at health check for a second, and let's see what kind of state our model is in. 0 issues are identified. That's good, but if we look over here, we don't have we cannot pass a shared data model check. Now, this check does not actually give us conformance per the FACE technical standard. In order to get conformance, you have to go through a verification authority and a certification authority. What we're doing is making sure that this model aligns with a FACE shared data model. In this case, we have two options. 2.135 and 3.0.4. So what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and merge in a 2.1.35 shared data model. And we'll do that by going to Manage and Naive Merge. I'm going to choose Overwrite, and then we're going to choose the shared data model. And I'm going to hit Merge. Now, this merge is going to fail. But I want it to fail because I want you to see something very important. Notice that there are some name collisions and there's already a position and a volume. Those things are defined. Okay, why letting it fail? So let me hit F5 to refresh the browser. Notice that our model didn't change. So when PHENOM attempted to merge in the new content, it did it in its entirety. Since it was not possible for the merge to complete successfully, none of the merge occurred. Therefore, PHENOM has left your model exactly as it was and not in some indeterminate state. This time, I'm going to turn off check for name collisions, and we're going to choose that file again. Click merge. It's going to take a little bit extra time to complete because we're actually doing a lot more work and it doesn't fail early. Okay, the merge is complete. Let's refresh our tree. And we'll see that we have a few more packages added. Well, now that we've imported an official shared data model, let's see what the health of our model looks like. So we'll go back to generate and run the health check again. Well, we have 9 issues now. Given that we had 0, we might consider that to be bad. Taking a look over here, well, 6 of them are name collisions. And that's because we have these new observables replacing these old observables. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of these old observables. Now there's an interesting workflow we have to do here, and I'm just going to start by renaming these observables to old. We'll do this for each one. The reason that I have to do this now is because in a moment we're going to deprecate these observables. We can't change them anymore. Okay, they've been renamed. Let's go in and deprecate. In order to deprecate, really what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to delete it. And PHENOM is going to say that it's not possible to delete this yet because it's still being used. So I can deprecate this item, and we'll see how PHENOM helps me get rid of it through an automated workflow. And we're going to do this for each one of these observables. Now this is a case of things getting worse before they get better. Let's go back to our generate, run health check again. And now we've got 8 issues. One of them went away, right? And that was the name collision because we changed their name. So although that should take us down to 3, we've added 5 more. And sure enough, we have 5 deprecation issues right here. Well, notice that there's a little wrench here, and PHENOM is going to give us a tool to help fix those deprecation issues. So if we click here, it recognizes that we've deprecated the unique identifier old. So we can assign a new observable. So I'll drop down this menu and I'll choose unique identifier. So this is one of the reasons that we went ahead and renamed it. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been clear in this list which one was the old one and which one we just imported. So I'll choose that one, and we'll look down here and see that the unique identifier has been used in one of our view characteristics. So we need to choose a measurement. So I'll pick UUID text and save. Go ahead and run this one. Position old, pick an appropriate observable. We'll pick position, save. And finally, for volume, found that we deprecated volume old. So we'll just pick volume. Oh, not done. Volume was actually used, so we have to pick a corresponding measurement. Save. We see that there's still some errors down here, but let's go ahead and run health check and see if they've been resolved. Unfortunately, they have. Those were cases where the path had a deprecated item in it. But since we replaced that deprecated item with a valid item, it's no longer deprecated in the path. So that's why those went away. And you see that we have 0 issues identified in our model. Now, if I take a look at my shared data model conformance check, I'm still not passing 2135. Let's see why. Okay, position old is defined in our model, but not present in 2135. And I suspect that happens for unique identifier and volume as well. So given that you're not allowed to define your own observables, this makes sense. Let's go back to navigate mode and let's delete these observables now. So now that it's not used, the workflow will let me delete it, and now it's gone. Let's try this with a unique identifier. So I try to hit delete, but it's telling me that I can't delete it. I need to deprecate it because it's still being used in this alphanumeric WID. Well, let's go to that measurement. And we'll just change the observable here. That's not good enough because we have a measurement axis as well. So we'll change it there and there. Let's hit save. And go back to unique identifier and see if we can delete it now. And sure enough, we can delete that. Finally, with volume, we see that volume is being used in a measurement. Let's go edit that measurement. We'll change the observable here. And we'll change the observable here. Save. And let's go back here. It's no longer used, so we should be able to delete it. All right, now let's go back to our health check. Run it one last time. Oh, we have one issue in our model. Nope, not an issue. It turns out that we have passed 2.1.35. This means that when you export your model from PHENOM in FACE 2.1 format, and you run it against the FACE Conformance Test Suite using the FACE 2.1.35 shared data model for validation, your model will pass without error. Okay, one last thing before we're done today. Remember, I wanted a model that I could edit without affecting the original. So let's change to the original. Click on the AEP child, hit delete. We'll go ahead and delete its submodel, confirm, and that's been purged from the system. And if I look back here through the model, we even have that original bunch of PHENOM entities that we deleted. All right, in the next video, we'll take a more detailed look at branching and how we can use push, pull, and approvals.